Hey, thanks for checking out my video. Today we're going to make a devil's food cake with a cream cheese chocolate fudge frosting. And I know it might sound a little odd, cream cheese in the frosting, but it doesn't taste cheesy at all. It just makes it delicious. It's not quite as sugary sweet as a lot of frostings are. So let's get started. I am going to use a box cake mix, but we're going to doctor it up. I get these from Aldi's. I really like Aldi's. I like to save money. A lot of their products are really good. This is one of the things I like from there. We're just going to change up the ingredients. Instead of water, we're going to use coffee. Instead of oil, we're going to use butter. Instead of 3 eggs, we're going to use 4 eggs. So you're not going to be able to tell that this is a boxed cake mix. I've got my 4 eggs in here. There's my cake mix. My 1/2 cup of butter, and a cup of coffee, strong coffee. And it's also not going to taste like coffee, but the coffee just makes the chocolate taste better. So I'm just going to use my hand mixer for this. Okay, that's it to the cake batter. Just gonna wipe down the edges there. I've got 2 8-inch cake pans here. And you could divide it into 3 if you'd like. If you'd like to have 3 layers, I'm just going to do 2 layers today. Or you could actually make 2 layers, cut each layer in half, and then make a tall 4-layer cake. But I'm just going the easy route today, and I'm making a 2-layer cake. I've got a piece of parchment that's, if I can get a hold of it, it is the right size for each one. That's going to help the cake come out easy. And I've got some baking spray. And I'm going to just spray these pans liberally. Even the parchment paper you want to spray. Okay, we're going to give them a tap on the counter, which kind of knocks the air out. Now the box says it's going to take 24 to 27 minutes, so I am probably for sure going to get them out of the oven at 24 minutes. I think one problem that people have with cakes and cupcakes is that they overbake them. Sometimes by the time you're sticking the toothpick in there, they're already past done. So I always go to the lower side of the option, 24 to 27 minutes. Sometimes I'll start checking it like 22 minutes, and a lot of times it's done. So we'll put these in, and then while they're baking, we're going to make the frosting. Okay, so now we're going to make our chocolate cream cheese frosting. And I've got a block of cream cheese here and 1 stick of butter. And I could use a stand mixer, but I'm just going to use my hand mixer again for this. And I'm going to cream these together. Okay, next I'm going to put in a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to put in a 1/2 cup of cocoa, and cocoa tends to be kind of lumpy, so I'm going to sift it. And I'm not gonna, I would normally put some salt in here if I was using unsalted butter, but I'm not. I'm using salted butter, so I'm not gonna put any in there. And I'm gonna go ahead and sift my powdered sugar too. It generally comes pre-sifted in the bags, but while I've got the sifter here, I'm just gonna go ahead and use it. Okay, now I'm gonna mix the frosting. I'm gonna put just about a tablespoon of whole milk in there. Scrape down the sides again. Okay, so I've got one of these cake boards that I'm going to put the bottom layer on. It's still slightly warm, so it's going to come out of the pan real easy. And I'm going to put the dome side down, because cakes always tend to bake with a dome, but you want the cake to look a little flatter. So when you put the dome down, the flat area ends up on top and you don't have as much of a dome. You could cut the dome off and go to all that trouble, but I don't even want to waste the cake. So I'm just going to put the dome down, and when I put the next layer on, I'll put the dome down again, and we'll have a decently flat top. And you know, I'm not trying to make a prize-winning beautiful cake here. I'm just trying to make a delicious cake. So these are the shortcuts that I know how to tell you how to do that. I'm going to take our frosting, and I've got one of these spinning things. You don't have to have one of those, but it sure makes it easier if you do. So let's get started here. I'm going to put some of the frosting there, maybe about 1/3 of the frosting. And if you have an offset spatula, these also make things really easy. You pile a lot in there, and then you just want to kind of stay on top of the frosting and spread it out. And it's okay if it works its way over the side, because we're gonna frost the sides anyway, so it doesn't matter if the frosting goes over the edge. And that's it. That's all you got to do for the middle. Okay, I'm going to smooth the sides. Just holding my knife parallel to the cake. I'm just going to hold it kind of at a slight angle, very slight, and spin it around so that the sides come out nice and smooth. Unless that's not the look you're going for. If you want it to be real messy, just go ahead and leave it messy. Now I'm just going to take a spoon and do a little swirling around to make it look a little nicer on top. Okay, I think that looks good enough. Looks delicious. And I don't know how well you can see it there, but I think it's going to be delicious. And we will cut a piece of it and we'll check it out. Looks pretty tasty. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.